Should be working now. Hello. That should be the one. Hello everybody. Good evening Mark. Good evening Kataro. Howdy Disaster. Hello Paul. Good evening Age of the 40k Homeboy. Good evening Dave. Good evening, Jim. Currently suffering from COVID. Oh man, that sucks. Good afternoon, Ibrahim. Hello, Cameron. Good evening, Robert. Anybody else literally melting? I am actually melting. I feel awful. It's so hot up here. Guys, good evening, Jack. Only your 5th time having it. Oh, Jim, man. Hello, Jerky Gunner. I've not had it once yet. That is not meant to be a brag, but I'm terrified of the day that I do have it. Guys, I am absolutely mad at Beldray. I am seething with anger. Hello, Rez. Love you, man. Good evening, Jacob. Guys, does anybody here know who Beldray are? Tom Cross, I want to stroke your beard. Well, go by all means. Come get involved. I need to do some maintenance on it. I need to take the corners off. You see that bit there? That bit needs to come out. The neck beardy bit needs to come off. You look seething, bruh. Right. Guys, Beldray are a company that manufactures fans. Hang on. I know what we need. One moment, guys. One moment. We need... I want moods. I want something sad. Maybe this. Let me tell you a tale. Is this appropriately sad? Okay. I thought you were legally obliged to stop shaving upon taking up 40k. Yes, you are. That is correct. So, Beldray is a company that makes fans, or at least they make a number of different home products. Now, they make a tower fan, cylindrical thing. It's about 32 inches tall. It's supposed to be a quiet operating fan. Now look, it costs £40. Now I know you're not going to get a lot of quality for £40, but I would expect a company that claims to have 150 years worth of experience making products that they would ship me a fan that actually worked. But no. They shipped me a fan that did not work. Now I ordered it last week. On the cold day last week, thinking I'm going to be planned ahead for this week. And then yesterday, no, not yesterday, Monday, I came upstairs, I got my fan out, put it together, plugged it in, and it did not work. Unacceptable. It was unacceptable, guys. Music is really loud. I've turned it down now. I was hoping for it to be really, really impactful. They shipped me a fan that did not work. So I've been sat here today, and the absolute bloody cheek of it is that it's like, oh yeah, no, you can't even use the Amazon return service. You have to get Hermes to do it. So Hermes came to the flat today to pick up the pick up the fan. I sent the fan back. And now I have to wait up to 7 days to get a refund. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, being a YouTuber, it's not exactly profitable at this level. So I've got currently £40 for fans sat with a company that shipped me a broken fan. And I'm sat here I checked the temperature earlier. It is 33 degrees up here. Or at least it was at like 2 o'clock this afternoon. I was sat up here trying to paint lovely the Fast Riders, Stormcast Eternals, making some awesome content for all of you guys, and I couldn't do it. It was too hot. This sounds like the plot of the Horus Heresy. This is the plot of the Horus Heresy. It is in this moment that I decided that I was going to topple my father's empire. Because they didn't ship me the correct working fan. Literally, the thing I plugged it in, and I just flicked the on thing, and I heard something plastic fall down the inside of the thing, and I was like, okay, maybe it's the wall, maybe it's the bracket. So I plugged it into a different plug. Nope, nothing doing. So I turned the tile a little bit more, and I heard a little bit more plastic fall, and I was like, this thing is broken. This thing was shipped to me broken. It does not work. This is unacceptable. Beldray! I will slaughter thee. So as a consequence, because it is so hot, and it has been so hot up here today, we're going to be doing some hobby tonight, but we're going to be doing very light hobby. Very light hobby indeed, because it is still like 30 degrees up here. Easily it's 30 degrees up here. I mean, if you guys want to see the wonderful, that is the only source of ventilation that we have, that little square up there. That is it. We are in a loft. The rest of the back part of that is all insulation, so there's just no air in here. All the heat is sat here. We're in a second floor flat, and I'm in the loft. So this is like the 1, 2, 3 floors up. So I'm on the 3rd floor, 2 flats below, and all the heat is up here. It's hot outside. It's awful. So tonight, like I said, we're going to be doing some light hobby. I was there the day Josh slew the manufacturer. Yes. You should have seen the spicy email I sent. I was like, this is unacceptable. Charge me £40 for a posh fan, and then, because Alice and I were looking at it the other day, we were saying, oh, should we just buy like a £150 air conditioning unit? I was like, oh, I can't afford that. I can afford £40 maybe for a fan. But this looks like a nice one, so I'll order it. And then I did, and then it was broken. Awful. And we're about to have a cold weekend, which I won't be here for because I'm going to be in Nottingham. Can you do some more Blood Angels on the channel? What would you like to see from the Blood Angels, the Shep? What Blood Angels would you like, is the question. Sorry, I disconnected there for a moment there. Hey Josh, you excited for the new contrast color? Sorry, John. Yes, I was saying yes. Normally, I would say yes. Getting a thingy, getting an aircon would be absolutely normal. But normally in this country, you only need it for 2 weeks. At which point, you might as well have just got a normal heater, a normal fan, a couple of fans. Hey Josh, you excited for the new contrast colors? What stands out to you as looking good? To be honest, man, they're all looking pretty awesome. I'm excited for all of them. I'm really excited for the new shades, though, because they're supposedly going to work like contrast paint. Now, if that is true, and I would assume that it is, it does mean that, you know, things like having to thin down Black Templar, for example, excuse me, having to thin down stuff like Black Templar, you won't have to do that anymore, because you'll be able to use Nuln Oil, and it will still retain the things that using a shade currently, as it's in its current format, doesn't really do. So I'm really excited for those. I'm very, very, very excited for all of those contrast colours. I think it's stuff like, I think it's Deadly Visage I'm really excited for. I really like the purples, the yellows, the orange, the 2 new reds I'm interested in. The burgundy looks really cool. Sure, however it is you say it. That looks awesome. Abaddon Black? Abaddon Black? No, Black Legion. I think that's going to be a cool colour. I don't know if it will replace my black recipes, though. Only because, as far as I can tell, it's got quite a brown industrial finish to it. So, using something like Black Legion when you're trying to paint like Raven Guard, it's just not going to be useful. So, actually doing the blue and then the black. Current GW shades are very bad in my opinion. Too much coffee staining and pooling. Other manufacturers do it way better. Hope the new range fixes that. I would agree, Alexa. Yeah, that's why I'm really excited for these. Because if they act like the contrast paints, then they'll absolutely work. Just like some other manufacturers do. A Librarian Dreadnought. I'm sure we could probably manage that one, Peter Hoyland. Some Terminators or Sanguinary Guard would be cool. I do have some Sanguinary Guard to do for a commission. So, yeah, I'll make a video on that. Terminators, we did the Terminator Ancient. I don't know if you've seen that video, but that video is available. So, copy that for the rest of the Terminators. I would like to see more Custodies. Preferably the Contemptor Achilles and maybe the Virtus Praetus. Yeah, I've got all 3 of the got the Galatus, the Achilles, and the Telemon as well to do. They're on the list of things to do, and they will feature soon. So, Mr. Birdie says, I think some of the preview images were weirdly lighted because in their other articles they specify that Black Legion is darker than Black Templar. It for sure is. It's definitely darker than Black Templar. The only question I have with it is what finish does it have? Because if it comes out really dark, that's great. But what finish does it have? Because you don't want to, for example, when I do blue followed by black, you wouldn't then highlight that with Carrick Stone because it would look really weird. So that's the question I have with Black Legion. Are you going to paint some Crimson Paladins for your 30k Blood Angels at some point? I have Crimson Paladins. They are over there in the box. So yes, that'll be something that I can do a video on, I'm sure. I've also got the Dawnbringer cohort. Is that what they're called? Yes. I also have a Blood Angels Leviathan Dreadnought, but we've painted so many Blood Angels Dreadnoughts. Do you really want to see a Leviathan Dreadnought tutorial? Who am I asking? It's the wrong crowd. I'm asking YouTube if they want a tutorial. I love the latest Leagues of Votan images, plus ordered me some Ironhead squats. That's exciting. Right, guys, in my hand I have a metal shelf because today I'm going to be sticking some magnets to the bottom of my Knight's bases in preparation for my trip to Nottingham. Daniel Baxter, no, I am not in Nottingham picking up some new paint, unfortunately. I have emailed them about that, though. Maybe they'll send it to me. Who knows? They might not. They probably won't. But we'll see. I'm heading to Nottingham to play in a doubles tournament. So that's exciting. So, Warhipster top tip. It's not really. This is a fairly well-known top tip. But should you wish to make a magnetic case, head to IKEA and buy a Cavissel. Absolutely, Jerky Gunner. Share away. I thought it was really cool. I'm sorry I didn't message you back. I know you sent me a message. I will get back to you. I will read it. I promise. I've just been super busy, as always. Which isn't really an excuse at this point, but here it is. The Kavissel. So the Kavissel is a metal container. For those of you who don't know, it's a filing cabinet thing that have metal shelves that you can just put in like this. There's cork on one side for storage, metal on the other for this. Isn't it super heavy? It's not that heavy, to be honest, Guitar. It's weighty, but you kind of want that from something like this because it will stand up to a bit of kicking around. So I got this because I have a tendency to take armies that have big things. That's from IKEA. It is from IKEA. Yes, Andre. Where have you popped it, Jerky Gunner? If you dropped it in the chat, it might not have shown up because I don't think it shows links. Unless I post them. Yes, this is Kavissel. It's called Kavissel. It's Philip's just he's just spelt it out. It's Kvissle. So you should, in fact, there's a sticker on the inside here. Why am I doing it this way? So, if you are made of money, too much hot, yes. It is too much hot. If you are made of money, which I am not, this box fits in a Tabletop Tyrant's army bag. Great. Kavissel. Okay, well that's not coming off. Anyway, so this fits in a Tabletop Tyrant's, I want to say it's the Tyrant Army bag. So if you've got one already, it can just go straight in there. Nice and jobs are good. If you're not made of money like me, you can head to Amazon and you can buy a pizza delivery bag. Which is what this is. Insulated to keep your models nice and hot. It just goes in there and you can zip it up and carry it around as a magnetic case like that. And there's enough space in there to put your books and to put your dice and stuff. So it's basically an army carry case in one. So I got this because, you know, when I take my Chaos Demons places, I invariably end up taking Greater Demons. And putting Greater Demons into a Citadel case has just been awful. You could also get a 10-inch pizza in there. So there you go. Magnetic case for less than 30 quid, I think. Because the thing is £22.50, I think is how much the Kavissel is. And the bag costs like a tenner. I've got your link, Jerky Gunner. Put ice packs in the bag, then your feet. Yeah? That would work. I mean, that could be how I do the... could be how I do the... Okay, yeah, it's come through. Here you go, guys. So this is the document that Jerky has made. Which is a database for all of my videos. It's pretty cool. Cannot rate AKs highly enough, but expensive. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is I don't have any money. Will you be playing / collecting Horus Heresy? Yes, I will. Did you get invited to Warhammer World? No, I did not, Tom. I did not get invited to Warhammer World. I'm like the only person who didn't. Which was unfortunate. So yeah, I mean that's the magnetic case right there. So we're going to be gluing some magnets to the bases. To the knights, and then hopefully they'll dry. I mean, it probably will dry in this time. And then I can just demonstrate how it should work in theory. I might have to glue the torsos on because they're not glued on currently. So maybe that's the thing I might have to do as well. Because there's no point magnetizing the torsos, you see. To be fair, I only left it off for the sake of ease. We shall find out. Just slide that in there. Okay. I need a tray. Oh, for God's sake. I literally just put that away. Here in the States where I live, especially this year, not having central air / heat is a death sentence. I can imagine. Wait, where do you live, Holy Oliver? Are you one of the Texas crowd? Are you hyped about the new contrast paints in July? I am hyped about the new contrast paints in July to a apocalyptic level. It's very exciting. Very exciting stuff indeed. Right, bear with me 1 second, guys, because I'm just going to grab my knights. Here we are. We have knights! Arkansas, so Diet Texas. The new purple looked amazing. The current purples are a bit meh. Yeah, no, I would agree, Alexi. I like Shaiish purple and I like Magos purple. But the new purple and the burgundy, to be fair, really do cross a couple of gaps. So, for example, there's a really good mix I've been using, which is sort of a 1-to-1/2-to-1 of Flesh Terrors Red and Shaiish purple, which is great for like a... Well, I use it for my Tau, for example, and I used it on the Skaven Deathmaster, I think. It's just a really, really nice deep red. But the new burgundy is really, really cool. Hello, Alice.
Hello.
So to answer your question earlier about Age of Darkness and whether or not there would be more Blood Angels, do you want to model it?
Not really.
Okay.
I'll be a hand model.
Okay. So here we have, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, a floating Age of Darkness box. As if by magic. Shall we unbox it now? No, I won't make it.
It's quite heavy.
So yeah, to answer your question, yes, we will be doing plenty of Horus Heresy content. We've got all of the Mark 6 Marines, so I'm sure I'll be alright, thank you, Kataro, for Mark 6s. But all I've done so far is, with this box, is that. As you can see, the whole thing is still perfectly preserved in the way that it was packed. Because, with the amount of stuff that is in here, if I take anything out, I'll never get it back in. Apart from these whippy sticks. Which you've never seen before, have you?
I've seen a whippy stick.
This is your first time seeing whippy sticks.
Kind of sounds like a delicious ice cream, a whippy stick.
Lovely.
What are they for? Oh,
they're measuring sticks.
measuring. Oh, okay.
But they're also really good for whipping your baby brother, for example.
Specific.
Or your friends at the local club. We also have blast templates, which you've never seen before. So, I'm going to have fun explaining all of this to you, aren't I?
Got it. Whippy stick.
Anyway.
What those things are.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of content. Are you going to paint them up as BA? Yes, probably, Alexi.
What?
The lid.
Yeah.
Pop it back on. So my plan...
Glamorous assistant.
My glamorous assistant can take it away. Thank you, Alice. You're just going to leave it there, aren't you?
Yeah, right away.
Thought so. So, my plan with that is to set aside 18 of the Mark 6s to paint one of every single Legion for you guys. So you'll get the entire raft of Space Marine tutorials. And then, does the Kavissel fit inside a Kallax shelf? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I think they've got demonstrations of that on the website if you look it up on IKEA. I'm pretty certain it fits in there. But yeah, my plan is to do one of every single Legion on the Mark 6s and then to paint the rest of it as AN Legion. So either Blood Angels or I'm tempted to do White Scars. So we'll see, but probably Blood Angels because, you know, I'll have a Blood Angels army. Here is a Knight Abominant that is all finished. I built the Spartan Contemptor, both Praetors, their capes are PITA. And 5 Termies for my local gaming store army so far. We'll have the box finished by the end of the month. Are you going to paint Durthu in the same scheme you did for the Lady of Vines? I've already done Durthu. Durthu's already done. I did him on the live stream. So I unfortunately don't need to do another one. Okay, I don't need to green stuff this. That will just go in there. And it'll sit flat. I might need to put 2 on it though. It's quite a thin base, this. Thank you, Peter. That makes sense. I will be doing some more Sylvaneth content. I've got a Tree Lord. Wait, no glue. No, there will be glue. I'm just checking to see like whether or not I need to use what's it called? Green stuff to create so it's definitely got flush with the ground. I don't know why I'm doing it so stupidly, but I am. So there you go. Anyway, I think it'll be fine. So I'm just going to start gluing these on. I'm not going to put the overhead camera on because you don't need to see me do this. We can just talk like friends. We might put the overhead camera on for some hobby in a little bit if it cools down in the next sort of hour and 20 minutes, which is how long we're going to be live for. But right, are these polarized or no? So it can be done either way, but we do want them all to face the same way. That way. So we'll do like 3 of these. Per night, I think. So that's 1 night. Three might be overkill, but we'll see. 2 night. Being an idiot here. 3 night and 4 nights. I should actually check that you can get these all onto a single shelf. That would be a good idea now, wouldn't it? One. Otherwise we're going to be in trouble. 2, 3, 4. Yes, we can get them all onto a single shelf. Yes, Alexi, I did paint him in a video. If you look up Warhipster, how to paint Lionel Johnson, or in fact, I've got a playlist. Hang on. I've got a playlist of all my Age of Darkness stuff. So your channel. Playlists. Am I blind? Why isn't it there? It should be there. And yet it isn't. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Ah, no, it is there. I'm just being an idiot. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Click join, get perks, become a channel member.
There you go. There's my Horus Heresy playlist. I was looking for Age of Darkness when it should have been called playlist. Octo, what are your thoughts on the new contrast preview images? I think they all look great. I'm just really excited to get them in my hands. I think someone was saying earlier, like, what was it? Seeing as you and another YouTuber, Andre said, another YouTuber pretty much are the contrast entry experts on the platform, did GW bother sending you test samples? No, they did not. They have not. I know they've sent them to the other person I know you're thinking of, because he was saying on the Contrast Painters group that he had them, but he's under embargo. So he's technically broken the embargo, but he was invited to the Horus Heresy thing, so we know that he's got them. As I haven't got them yet. So I'll probably end up getting them at the same time as everybody else, which is disappointing for me. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to make the content. I will make a ton of content about them. I will do the What It Looks Like series again. So look forward to that. And there'll be a bunch of tutorials, obviously using all of that stuff. I will incorporate them all in. I'll probably do another live stream as well where I just sort of get my thoughts on them. Like a couple of my favourites. Maybe we'll paint a crash test marine or something. There's some of the new ones that are most interesting. The ones that people really want to see. We might do a couple of things like that. But yeah, just there's going to be tons of content out with the new contrast paints and the new shade paints. An actual good purple contrast. Yeah, like it's like saying earlier. I like Shaiish purple, I really do. But and I also like Magos purple. I use them quite a lot. But Luxion purple, the new one, looks cracking because it's a between those two, and it's one of the ones that's been missing. Same for the new yellows, like the new Imperial Fist as well. Looks really good. It looks like a proper golden yellow, which is great. It's just what we need. Because Eandon yellows, lovely and all. I've just realised I'm talking in there as well. We'll turn that one off, shall we? Just playing one of my videos in the background. I do apologise. Okay, right. Let's stick some magnets onto these bad boys. So here we go. So we probably need 1, 2, and 3. Like the... Maybe you're just on top of these bits. That would make sense. Just a little blob of super glue there. There. And there. And as mentioned, I want all these to be the same way around. So we'll just bring them off like this, one by one. We are not going to have a problem with waiting for these to dry. Can I ask what I might be doing wrong with contrast paints? I've done a gold undercoat and then spraying Blood Angels red over the top to get that candy apple effect, but it just looks matte any day. Idea. Are you using an airbrush over the top, Joseph, or are you brushing it on? Couldn't hear my opinion on the new contrasts. I'm terribly sorry. The new purple is really great because it fills a gap in the contrast range. So one of the things, like as somebody who's made Slaanesh videos, lots of Slaanesh videos, having an actual mid purple for like their robes and stuff is just absolutely magic. Right, this music right here sounds like it's from Final Fantasy X, and I am okay with it. Sorry, I got distracted. What just fell off? Oh, barbed wire. I like the Eldar ones. I think if you brush it on, Joseph, and you thin it a little bit, it'll retain it. If you airbrush it on, airbrush just applies such a flat coat over stuff. You are going to lose the understone thing. Has the Final Fantasy VII remake just come out on PC? Because I was seeing it all over the place earlier. I adored it on the PlayStation. It's one of those ones as well I was thinking of playing again on my PS5 to see if we got like slightly more visual fidelity out of the game. I loved it. It was such a good game. It came out on Steam. Ah, right, there you go. I'm not as out of the loop as I thought I was. I feel like this could be in something in Final Fantasy X as well. Personally, I love the what it looks like metallic series. My chapter is heavily reliant on metallic colours, hence the need for contrast, unless you're willing to do NMM, which I am not. And I am not either, Octo. The expansion coming for Final Fantasy VII. There was an expansion? Was there some DLC that I didn't pay attention to in Final Fantasy VII? Do you have any references to thinning contrasts with a water/thinning medium mix? I have a flow improver. I don't. I have a video that is filmed that is about that. You could use. I think you can use pretty much anything as long as it has kind of paint in it. The thing I usually try and stay away from though is using water on its own. Contrast medium is generally the best way to go with contrast paints. But when we get the new reformulated stuff, we won't know for sure. Like, you can use Lamia medium. You can use Vallejo airbrush thinner if you wanted to. You can use any thinning medium as long as it is paint based. If it's water, what generally tends to happen is if you use too much water in contrast paints, it separates out the pigments. So what you'll see is you'll put it on the palette and then it will start to do this tea staining type thing, which is what shades do. Which, you know, you have to kind of severely unbalance the mix, but it's very easy to do that with contrast paints, I find. Does it also separate as well with contrast medium? No, it doesn't separate with contrast medium, because within contrast medium, basically what you've got in contrast paint is you've got basically two pigments. You've got a heavy pigment and you've got a light pigment. The heavy pigment is the one that's supposed to run into the recesses and provide those darker spots, and the lighter pigment is supposed to provide that sheen. And then what happens is, it's clever because it kind of uses gravity and the way it dries. The pigments kind of do this, so it pulls back from the edges, which is how you get that sort of edge on it, and the heavier stuff is supposed to run into the recess. Excuse me. Contrast medium is the same. It has the heavy and the light pigment in it, but just uncolored. So it thins both things at the same time. Which is why something like Lamia medium, whilst it doesn't have both, it is designed to thin pigment, so it does just about work. I understand that, Edgar. With the new ones, with the new Imperial Fist colour coming out, that might change. Because I think Iyanden Yellow is a nice paint, but there's too much orange in it. So you have to be really careful with it to make sure that the orange ends up where you want it to. Which involves a great deal of brush control, which is not for everybody. It's hard to do even for me. And, you know, people refer to me as some sort of contrast royalty. The new yellow paints look like they are much better for that. They're going to have a lot less of the heavy in there, which is just perfect. You see, I never really got to know my eldest brother before he passed away. Sixers used to brothers left, but still feel cast away. Ahab on a quest to get the whale killed. Think we know. I might put 4 on this. On the real, I'm more prone to a back, man. Got sorries for my sorries. Got worries that I probably shouldn't have at 27. Like, is this the end or is that a question they've been asking since the dawn of stupid questions? Like, what makes a good man good and a bad man bad? When everything is all subjective, are we products of environment? And if we are, is that enough to validate all of my lesson? Hella time I've been wasted on this chessboard. Like, boy, you need to move, but that clock is gonna get you. Before that tick-tock tick, can you tell me another story about the life you got to live? Tell me more about Captain Contrast. Captain Contrast. That's me. And Mr. Hidalgo. Or is he Colonel Contrast? Part of me has been just an angry little kid, never letting go since the day that he died. But 15 years has been a long time. I think that I've changed my mind. Sister, give me a reason to get out my mind, please. I've been so lost that I can't even find me. Sister, give me a reason to get out my mind, please. I've been so lost that I can't. Commissar Contrast. How long did it take you to get really good with contrast? Okay, so the day it came out, the first thing I did was paint an entire Slaanesh Demons half of Wrath and Rapture with my buddy Chris, and he painted the Khorne the corn half of that box. So it's an old box, that one. That has all of the contrast. Had basically all of the demons in it. Had 10 demonettes, some fiends, some seekers, and the infernal enrapturess. So that was the first thing I did, and in a day I painted a bunch of minis with it just to kind of get a handle on how it worked, just to kind of figure it out. There were mistakes made, obviously, because it was the first time I'd used the paint, but I think it worked well. The next day, they went away as I was looking after their pets, and I decided to test it out further on some Blood Angels Tactical Marines, which are here, in fact. One moment, callers. They're a bit dusty, so I do apologise, but so this is my first Space Marine with contrast paint. So as you can see, it's a little bit flat, to be honest, but it kind of made sense. It made sense to me, at least. So these were the first Space Marines I did. You can't really tell on these because they are small tactical Marines, but there are mistakes. I need a dusty brush. Where's my dusty brush? That one will do. I have shade brushes for this type of thing usually, but I don't know where they've gone. So I painted 10 tactical Marines. So there's this one. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but you see those little dark spots down there? This was me kind of figuring it out as it went. So yeah, that's what I did. It took those 10 models. So by that point I'd done 10, 25, 30, 31 models, where I then decided to just, try it out on a character. The very first character I painted was this Terminator Captain, which I'll show you in just a moment. And, there are things about this that I like and things about this that I don't like. There he is. So again, just a little bit flat, but looking pretty good. So I did maybe 32, 33 models with contrast paint. And then Chris texted me because they were away and he said, look, I've got a bunch of Slanesh stuff. Can you paint that for me? In the same way that you just did. How much and where can I get those cabinets? These are from IKEA as well. So, and they're not very expensive. I think they're like 25, 50 quid. I can't remember. They're called Detolf, D-E-T-O-L-F, I believe. If you just look up IKEA display cabinet, you should be able to find it. Jack, thank you very much for the 5. Greetings from 102 degrees Fahrenheit, Texas, 39 degrees Celsius. Ugh. Excited for July for the new Imperial Fist paint so we can get an Imperial Fist Horus Heresy video. Love your work and try to stay cool. Thank you very much, Jack. You will definitely get them. You will definitely get one. £65. There you go. So you get one, and you can buy extra shelves for them from Amazon, which is what I did. Because you get 1, 2, 3 shelves plus the bottom, so 4. I bought some extra PVC shelving, so I've got an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves in there, so 2 in each. Because I have too much Warhammer, guys. So yeah, to answer your question, Philip, it took about 70 or 80 models. Because by the time I'd finished having it over that weekend, I'd painted a further like 20 or 30 of Demonettes and another 6 Fiends and another box of Seekers, I think it was. So yeah, just a ton of models in a very short period of time where I just kind of got the knack of it. Now before that, I'd had about 20 years of Warhammer painting experience. And the style in which I used to paint was all about control. So what I used to do, because I didn't know about shades, was I used to spray a model black and then I would paint everything leaving a black line. So it had quite a comic booky style finish to it, but that's how I used to paint. So there's lots of kind of very clear black lined shading on my old models. But that taught me a lot about brush control and how much to have on your paint, on your brush, and this, that, and the other to be able to maintain that. So that was part of it. Yeah, it's just practice. It took me like 3 or 4 days of contrast painting, nothing but contrast painting, to get good at it. But and then I've gotten a lot better, to be fair, over the last 3 years of operating on YouTube. Like I wasn't great straight away. And some of my early videos, I look back on them and I go, why did I do it that way? I could do that so much better now. Okay. All of our magnets are on. So, I'm not going to leave them on here, but just to check that it works and they ain't rocking about. It works. So I think I am going to have to glue these torsos on. Because we've already lost one. Funnily enough, it's the carnivore, the oldest one. Also, tutorial videos for those nights coming up. Yes, indeed, easy peasy lemon squeezy. For those of you who are Patreon subscribers, the Night Abominant tutorial, and actually Battle Hipster or above subscribers to YouTube, YouTube memberships, the Night Abominant tutorial is available now. The War Dogs will be out tomorrow. The Abominant will be out on Saturday. I just recently got into your channel and enjoy your work. Tutorials have helped me learn a lot. No, that's very kind of you, Philip. I'm still trying out different methods, seeing what works best for me. Thanks for answering. Oh yes, no, always. It's a little bit of a learning curve, contrast paint. If you're coming at it from a brand new perspective, I almost envy you, because you haven't got like years of like too thin coats of base painting to to kind of weigh you down in a way. Hey! How's that then? Isn't that cool? And then I'll just put my book in there. My book will just go... My books will go in here. Do you dare turn it upside down? Yeah, I'll try. I mean, the carnival will go. Because he's already fallen off his base. So, we'll just do that. The big question is, would it go all the way upside down? Yes. We are your Contrast crew. You are our captain. We stand proud to defend Contrast from the writhing horrors of the Contrast haters. Good man! As well you should. I've lost another bit of barbed wire. Now you need another one. I need like 500 of these to transport all of my minis safely in metallic cases. So now the sensible thing that we have to do is we actually have to take these off and lay them out flat, because we don't want it to dust up, which it will do if we leave them in enclosed environments. Just slide out perfectly. To be clear, this isn't my idea. This is a widely known one. I think I first heard about this from Ed and Adam and Rich. So I basically just have to leave them like this. So that it doesn't get all dusty around the super glue. How many more warthogs am I planning to paint? How many more am I planning to paint? There's 3, so 4 more, and 1 more big boy. I think my plan, though, if I was to take 2,000 points of Imperial Chaos Knights somewhere, would be to have a box for all the legs and a box for all the bodies. To clarify, I only need to paint 3 more. No, 4 more. Because I've done 3. So it'd be 7 war dogs, 2 big boys. Would be the final thing, but that won't happen for a while now. This 1,000 points that I've done here, this is for doubles this weekend, which I'm very excited to go to. Right, what else have we got to do that's hobby adjacent? Because it's very hot up here, guys. Have you decided on a house for the Titan you're getting? Somebody commented the other day saying House Legio Solaria. Which I'm interested in the idea. Which is a very good point, guys. For those of you who haven't already done so and would like to, do not forget that we currently have a raffle going on where you could win Horus the War Master. If you win Horus the War Master, not only do you win Horus the War Master, but the money that I'm raising for it will then be used to paint a Titan. Live on the internet with contrast paints and a brush. I will drop the link here. It's in the description as well, but there's the link. Let's do a poll as well, shall we? I wonder if I can do a... Oh, I have to create the options. Okay, so guys, what Legios would you like to see? You need to post that on Insta. I was looking for the link earlier, couldn't find it. Oh, yes, that's a good point. Shall we do it? Where shall I post it? That's a reel. I don't want to do that. That's interesting. Very interesting. Now, I don't know if you guys use Instagram very much, but I've used it quite a lot. Now, for years, the top result on it had been create a post. Now the top thing is reel. So you tell me that Instagram isn't pushing reels right now, because the top thing has always been posted. That's why I instinctively click the top thing there rather than the second one down. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. In fact, let's just do this manually. Sorry, guys, this is fascinating content, I know, but if I don't do this now, I will forget. If I go to... Shush. Zuckerberg trying to cash in on TikTok. It'll never happen for Insta. Yeah. Oh, now I'm watching myself. I want that one. So far, guys, I was just about to answer that question, Jack. So far, we have sold 147 tickets, which is at £2 a ticket, 147 tickets. That's nearly 300 quid, which means we are over halfway to a Titan, over halfway to a Warhound. So we just need to sell another 150 tickets, and we will be able to afford a Warhound. So if anyone wants to buy 150 tickets... Right, what was I doing? Yes. Do that. Instagram. Your story. Let's do that. And we need the link. You're watching me now operate my phone like the old man I am. I don't do this very often. I sit and use one hand holding the phone, one hand doing this. Quite often as well, I will be like that. Going, link. That's like the comfortable way of doing it for me. Okay, apparently I've gone wrong here. Copy. Paste. See preview. Halfway. And let's just enter to win. Done. Do you varnish your models? If yes, what are you using? I don't varnish my models, no. I should, but I don't. I would recommend using Storm Shield, which is from Citadel, but I'm not an expert. And it's only because the couple of times that I have tried to use the varnishes, I've almost always ruined the model. So I'm not a big fan of doing it. I know I should, though. It's just one of those things, though. Before you ask, no, I've never experienced contrast paint rubbing off when handling the models. That's my personal experience with it. I know some people have. In that case, I would say varnish your models. Or be careful. I mean, I generally try to like move my models on when I'm playing with them. I don't try to move them by touching the base, for example. Rather than manhandling the model itself. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Barclay. It is so goddamn hot up here. Oh, darn it. Tips on gluing Slanesh models together. I would love to have Demonettes round out Chaos God representation in my LO Legion of the First Prince, but I cannot stand building the models. Yeah, the Demonettes I found after I'd done 30, the third set of 10, what I did is I clippered out all of my left arms and then all of my right arms. I glued all of my left arms on, left it for 10 minutes, and then glued all of my right arms on. I just created two piles, left and right, and just went about it that way. That was the quickest way of getting through it. It was also the most, like, rather than having to kind of strain and figure it out as you and running out of them, because you know that you've got 10 to do, so clipping out 10 lefts and 10 rights, that made sense to me for Demonettes. Just out of curiosity, what is your favourite colour? Red. Red is my favourite colour, with green in a very close second. You tease? What have I done? I'm very warm. I don't know about you lot. Do you have a favourite board game? Yeah. One of my favourites is Dead of Winter. I also really like, it's technically not a board game, it's a card game, but I guess you could say it's part of that. Muffin Time is very good. Exploding Kittens is very good. There's a thing called Deep Sea Adventure, which is a lot of fun. I'd recommend those. Strip Cluedo. Rich, you wouldn't play Strip Cluedo with me last time I saw you. And you promised me that we would. I'm yet to experience the magical nature of Strip Cluedo. Twilight Imperium or Gloomhaven. I've not played either, but I've heard good things. I was already naked. Yeah, you were. Best day ever. Our finest hour, to quote Age of Sigmar. Viticulture and Mysterium are fantastic. I got my sister Exploding Kittens. Don't think she ever played it. It's very good. I've not heard of Viticulture and Mysterium. I might have to check those out. Oh, I'm so wham. Cursed City or Blackstone Fortress. I have played both of those. Blackstone Fortress is very good. I thought Cursed City was better. Catan or Carcassonne are really good. We've got Carcassonne. I've played Catan once. So guys, here is my beautiful pizza bag. So my shelves. Fit right in there like that, and then we close it up. And then I turn up to places with it and people go, "Oh my god, man, you bought food." And I go, "No, I bought Warhammer." And they'll be like, "I can't eat that. What is that nonsense?" What is your take on the new contrast colours and the new White Scar spray? They seem promising. I'm really excited for White Scar spray because it will finally answer the question of, can I just use a white primer? And yes, you can. But Corax White is a horrible primer. And it is no longer going to exist. It will no longer break me. I'm really excited for White Scar. I'm really excited for all the contrast colours. In fact, I'm going to check to see if they've done a contrast article today. Because some of these were making me laugh. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Some of them were making me laugh. Because the article consisted of, I've used this on gemstones. And I've used this one on gemstones. And I've used this one on gemstones. And it's really good. Well, it's really good for everything, guys. And it will be. When it's in my hands. And when it's in Juan Hidalgo's hands. And as a consequence of it being in my hands, it'll be really good when it's in your hands. Gloomhaven. How much is Gloomhaven? It looks expensive. That's too rich for my blood. Yeah, no more Corax White. But White Scar will replace it, and it'll be a better primer. It'll be the same white, pretty much. But yeah, Corax White will be going the way of the dog. The spray, not the pot of paint, just the spray. So this pot will remain. But White Scar spray is the replacement. I'm excited for it. Too rich for my blood, says the Warhammer player. Yes, hiya. I use Pro Acryl Titanium Bold White. It's great. It just works. That's cool. There's a Halford's primer. I can't remember what it's called. It's just Halford's primer. It's a pure white or a more darker. It's a pure white, Matthias. Shoot, in fact, do you want to see? Let's okay, so I'm pretty certain there's a thing at the top. So here is, there it is, White Scar. White Scar spray with Apothecary White for my World Eaters. Yes. Alternatively, for your World Eaters, you could do Soul Blight Grey over it. We need to talk, do we, Brian? Yeah, we do need to talk. We need to talk about Beldray and how they suck. And they're not sending me my bloody fan that works. And I'm sat here cooking. Bleh. I'm excited for all of these. Leviathan Purple looks great. Luxion Purple looks great. Dreadful Visage looks amazing. I love Striking Scorpion Green and Karandros Green. Assaman Blue looks amazing. Magmadroth Flame is a proper orange. Baal Red looks exciting. Sigval Burgundy looks great. Garaghax Sewer. Celestium Blue. Black Legion. Iron Jaws. Bad Moon Yellow. Imperial Fists. Gut Ripper Flesh. Frostheart, Croxagore Scales. The only one I'm not too sure on is Doomfire Magenta. I'm not really certain on that one. And also Pilar Glacier. I don't know how much it's going to do, but we'll find out. I'm really excited for Tyrann Blue. Targor Raid Shade looks good. Soulblight Grey I'm really excited for some reason. I'm not sure why. Berserker Bloodshade looks great. Mortarion Grime I like. This is what I mean. It's like when I do these new Horus Heresy tutorials. Oh, excuse me. When I do these new Horus Heresy tutorials, what do I do? Like, do I wait for the new contrast paints or do I just plow ahead? Because some of it I could do now, right? I could do like Iron Warriors, sure. But like Eldari Emerald right there. Where's the example? There it is. Eldari Emerald, to me, that looks like Sons of Horus. That's all I'm saying. You're going to buy the whole new range of contrasts? I absolutely will. I wonder if Assaman Blue is closer to Thousand Suns Blue / Ahriman Blue. Let's have a look. See if we've got an example. Asserman blue. No, I would say it's closer to something like Calidor Sky. Calidor Sky is probably the thing I would say it's closest to. This dreadful visage, man. Where were you when I was painting my Slanesh demons? Stormfiend looks great. Yeah, no, I am going to buy the entire range, and then I will do the what it looks like, both normal and metallic, to demonstrate them off. I think that's probably the first thing I'll do with them, and then I'll incorporate them into my workflow going forward, as is only right and proper. I should glue these torsos. It's just got to be done. This guy's just given up on his skin friction. I don't really want to do this, but did you email James demanding error, politely requesting access? I did. I emailed him yesterday. I said, "Dear James, gimme." So far, he has not responded. Although I got really, really excited. Because I got an automated... response. So I sent the email, and then I woke up in the morning and I had an email from Games Workshop, and I was like, oh my god, they've responded. No, it's the automated response. There we go. Anyway. We are gluing these torsos on. Do you think that guy, you know? I think Alpha Legion, like, you've got a pretty rapid recipe in just spraying it. Thanks, Philip. Thanks for hanging out. I really don't want to glue the torsos on, but I feel like I have to. I'm going to keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. Yeah, sorry, was I saying Alpha Legion? Yeah, spray it silver or paint it with Iron Hand Steel, as I would do, and then put Achillean green over it, and you'll have a really good Alpha Legion recipe right there. Stormfiend does actually look like it could be. You could make it, if you thinned it down a little bit, it'd look awesome. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Games Workshop should feature guest painters on their channel, and you should be first up. Oh, that would be awesome. I wonder if the new blue will be better for Ultramarines. I prefer Ultramarines to be a brighter blue. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have to get them in my hands. Ultramarines blue, you're right though, isn't quite Ultramarines enough. You want them to be quite warm. Like, this sort of colour. That right there, that's Ultramarines blue. Well, that's not Ultramarines blue. That's Ultramarines blue with some Talisar blue underneath. So that's Talisar blue plus Ultramarines blue. That, to me, that's closer to how Ultramarines should look. Rather than the kind of slightly muted, kind of dead behind the eyes blue that you get from Ultramarines blue. But, yeah, we'll see. Off to try and cool down. Do you know what, Chewie? I might join you. Because it doesn't appear to be getting any colder up here. And it's 10 past 10. I've done what I set out to do. I've had my little rant. So I might release you all into the wild. And call it there 20 minutes early. Because I am baking right now. Like, my forehead is wet. I'm sweating. I'm not as thin as I once was. So I've got natural insulation on my body. But, yeah. Don't forget, guys, to like the stream, comment on the stream. Don't forget to enter that raffle for the Horus. We're over halfway now. I've just seen we've sold a couple of tickets, which is exciting. We have now sold 160 tickets. So we are over halfway now. That's £320 towards the Titan. But yes, I'm going to head off as well. So yeah, don't forget to enter the raffle. You've still got 2 weeks to do it though, so plenty of time. Like the stream, comment on the stream, let me know how you're going on. And before you go, your favourite model of all time. Good Lord, William. My favourite model of all time. The Tactical Marine. Has to be. Hands down, Tactical Marine. Nothing for me will ever be more iconic than that open front grille mouth from the Mark 7 or whatever it is. Love it. Mwah. Perfect. Or the Land Raider. Or a bunch of other ones. There's so many. I'll have a think for next time, William, and I'll answer your question in great detail. I'll give you my thesis all about it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you all next week. Hopefully it'll be cooler. If it's not, hopefully I'll have an actual working fan. See you later, everybody. Have a good one. Happy wargaming. You guys are a bunch of bosses. I love you. Bye, 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 bye. Bye-bye for now.